family. It's your girl Tina Sue. Hope you're finding some sanity in this insane ass world. As you know, I'm all about that melanin life. Okay, today what I'm coming to talk about, I'm hoping my voice is coming through because I just did this video and went to play it back and had no sound. Whew, what a way to start off the day. But anyway, this video is about us, getting a basic understanding that the black family is our black power. We can go around shoot black power and we are the people and all this all we want. But if we don't have strong families, then we have no black power. It's really basic. Black family equals black power. So if black people want to triumph, the only way we can be triumphant is if we have the black family strong, not fragmented, broken up, strong, together, interwoven. This is the only way we're going to take our rightful place is if we unify. We must have unity. Without unity, we have nothing. I can't say that enough. I can't. So first of all, we must really understand what family meant to us back in our continent, Africa, and see what slavery, what impact it had on those values and those systems. I'm just going to give it's not going to be too long a video that so we can kind of understand. If you don't understand where you've been, you're not going to understand where you're going. So you must realize back, in Africa, there's so many countries in Africa. That's why when white people say go back to Africa, you just go back to your own country. They're so damn stupid. It's a continent with plenty of damn countries, you jackass. But anyway, got a little sidetracked. In Africa, the way we viewed family was when two people were going to get married, the family looked at it as two families coming together to be stronger and to support one another and to have this communion with one another. It wasn't just about the bride and the groom. It was about the entire family on both sides. And they were so happy and joyous and celebratory of the fact that the new life that would come forth from this married couple, from an ancestral way of thinking. They were thinking about that when they would be gone, that they would be here, leave people here when they transcend, the life that would come forth in their absence, even though they'll still be present spiritually. But we have really been so Americanized in these European ways that now it's like, oh, let the Europeans say you can't get along with your in-laws, extended family, you don't need them. Oh, as for me and my house and all that me. Well, that was not the African way. African way is about collectivism, not individualism. We are people that were always concerned about the about the whole village, the collective, not ourselves. I, me. We made sure no one was in want. And seeing that is not the European way. They will kill their damn mama for a nickel. So, and we have adopted these ways. You know what I'm saying? Money over everything and all this money over bitches and all this crazy stuff that we've adopted that is not even it was never even been our way of life. So we have to think about that's how Africa was. And they had a village mentality. Even if the women in the village didn't have children, they still were a mother to other people's children because the old saying of it takes a village to raise a child. Everyone took in the betterment of the people as a whole. And we have to return to that. So you have to think about when they came over and brutally kidnapped us, raped us, murdered us, severed our families. They split us up. They didn't even recognize our people as being married. They didn't recognize black families. We couldn't even legally get married. They would sell our kids off to some other plantation, split up husband and wife, sell them off, take a man's wife into the big house where they could do whatever they want to do with them. So, you got to look at this. This is how our family, that wasn't what we were used to, so the family structure was broken down by slavery. A lot of times slaves were afraid to even love for the simple fact that they knew that spouse or that child would be taken away, sold. So, and then you got to think about with the destruction of our family. Think about it. All the elders they've died off or were killed off. That left us with no one to even have a family history to fall back on, no examples. We don't have our names. You know what I'm saying? To trace our lineage. They took our culture from us. They took our names from us and where we came from, our very existence and our being, what we should have pride in. They knew what they were doing. So then you must think about, you know, we are so always out here saying, I do not condone this, about the brothers. Oh, you got 6, 7 kids by 6, 7 different women. You just making kids and ain't taking care of them. And women, you just laying down with men and making kids that you can't take care of. You got 5, 6. That's not funny. And no, I don't condone it. But you have to really look at it for what it is. Back in the days, the pathology behind it. Back in the day, they were breeding our people, breeding our men. If he was big and strong, sometimes they put a paper bag over his head because they didn't want him to know that they were going to breed him with his mother. And all that nasty, disgusting, depraved mentality that these beasts have. So it's kind of, some of our men still have that mentality, and our women too, about just breeding, laying down, breeding, making kids, and just detach from them, because that's how it was in slavery. So we got to get it together with that, people, and we are doing a much better job. So don't think this is a bad session, because I see these young men taking care of their children. So I will say that. But we have to get away from that breeding mentality, and I do believe we are. Kudos to us. So then you got to think about, once, quote unquote, at least physical slavery was over, but we were still slaves, as we still are today. We're mental slaves. So you got to think about, after that, you know, they were really throwing us back on a plantation, because they started making laws where, because you can only, if you go commit a crime, then you can still be a slave and work for free, same as they're doing now, and with the mass incarceration. So then our men, they was locking them up for not having a job, yet nobody's going to give them a job. Vagrancy, all this crazy stuff. So then buy and hold. In the 1940s, there was only like 15% of Black children were born out of wedlock. And in 1950, hell, a Black woman was more likely to be married than a white woman. So you talking about, we had 2-parent family homes. Well and done. Oh, whitey's got to come do something about that. 2-parent Black family homes, more Black women more likely to be married than white. Hell, we can't have that. So here they come with the damn welfare incentives. Here they come with the welfare incentives. I'm sorry, guys. Here they come with the welfare incentives. So now with the welfare incentives, basically they came in and destroyed the Black family all over again. Because in order to get these welfare incentives, the food stamps, get your rent paid, get your bills vendored, where I guess they sent the money automatically to the utility company, and they only had to pay, and you didn't even have to worry about it. You didn't have to be responsible for shit. And you thought this was you was getting somewhere with this free shit. No, you weren't, because as long as they're paying your bills and got you on a set income, they're telling you what to do, and they know that they're going to keep you as a permanent underclass in poverty, because they dictate how much money you have and where you can stay and what you can do. But in order to get these welfare incentives, there could be no man in the house. Now you must ask yourself, what kind of shit is that? So Black women, in order to get these incentives and these benefits for their children, they had to put their man out of the house, their husband, their kid's father. He couldn't be there. And these workers would actually even come out and check closets and shit to make sure you didn't have a man in your house. So there you go. Now they done broke up our 2-parent homes, our strong family. Then they start hooting and hollering about what white people, all Black women do is have welfare queens, when more white women are on welfare than Black. But at any rate, and all they do is land up having babies that they can't take care of, that the state is taking care of, when they really wanted it that way, because they wanted to break up our family. So now they want the welfare incentives that they gave, actually gave the incentives to the behaviors that cause a lot of our poverty. See how this beast is always trying to psychologically get us. Hey, they portray like they're helping you, when in reality, that's the underlay for the overlay, because they really coming with this program to destroy you. So if the woman was on welfare and she got married, trying to live right, trying to do right things, she was penalized. Whoop! Even though this man barely has a job, trying to barely make ends meet, now he has an entire family to raise. They cut her off of her benefits. So then you had an influx of kids being born. The parents are not married. Women not putting no one on a birth certificate, saying they don't know who the father is because they don't want to further get their man in trouble, because then they're going to be coming after them for child support, paying hospital bills, shit that they can't even pay because they can't get a job. So the welfare incentives was the underlay for the overlay. You must watch. Anytime the white man say he doing something to help you, you must definitely look at that with a critical eye, and you should not trust him as far as you can throw him. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, and hell, I can't pick his ass up. So to hell with that. So you know, oh God. Then, you know, another thing, and with this whole influx of welfare incentives, this is where young girls could start getting out the house, because as long as they got pregnant, then the welfare system would give them money to get them a place and give them food stamps and give them WIC for the baby to have some milk. So a lot of young girls were out trying to get pregnant because sometimes they had bad home lives. And they were trying to get away from their abusive home lives. Just shit just wasn't going right there. Or hell, they might have just wanted to be damn grown. So you had that whole influx of how this welfare incentives affected us. You know, then another thing that affected the Black family, that damn feminism. These damn feminazis, stop it. You've gone too far. Black women join up with white women, and it's feminist shit. White women ain't never gave a damn about Black women, and you went and joined them for their plight. And what the hell did you get out of that shit in the end? Not a damn thing. After they got what they wanted, they're like, oh, see you later, nigga. That's exactly how they did your ass. Our men ain't never told us not to work. They didn't have to make laws where our men, so to make laws so that it was unlawful for our men to beat us. That was their shit, not our shit. It's the European that looks at his woman as second best and up and competitive, and she's up under his boot. That's them. That's not our way of life. African men worshipped the African woman, and we all had our role to play, and our role was harmonious amongst one another. So that feminism shit, yeah, you hear saying, I don't need no man, I pay my own bills, I just go to the sperm bank, and I don't need a man to do this for me. I mean, I'm not saying you can't make it on your own, because hell, I'm a strong Black woman. But that they made us think that we didn't need each other. Yes, we do. We need one another, and we need to be building strong families. So that feminist shit turned us against our men. So we got to, every time I see a Black feminist, I could just knock the shit out of her ass when she sit up here. You're taking it too far. Where you making it where ain't nobody saying that women shouldn't have power, because we do, just by simply being a woman. So every time I see these feminists dogging our Black men out, I be wanting to knock the shit out of their asses. Always following behind somebody white. When that wasn't even our way of life. We didn't have to have no feminist movement because our men loved and respected us. That was our damn culture. Then the mass incarceration definitely did and still is doing so much to our family structure. They started them damn Clintons. This is why I was so pissed off at Black people for running around telling me I'm with her and getting mad about Hillary and blaming each other because Hillary didn't win the election. You act like you don't understand what her damn husband crime bill did to our families. Locking our men up for non-violent crimes, left and right. Everybody's got an uncle, a daddy, a cousin, a brother in prison right now, locked up on Clinton's damn policies for non-violent crimes. White people do the most crimes, but they end up in prison the least. What the hell type of shit is that? So they knew what they were doing with that damn crime bill. That was for our asses. Only time, whenever they make laws, is to benefit them and to destroy us. You had better damn well believe that. So these are some of the things, some of the basics that help to destroy the Black family. So what we must do in order to continue to rebuild, start and continue to rebuild, is return to our roots. The way the African family structure was back in our continent, where it's about the whole collective, the two families coming together to be one, to be a support structure and a support system for one another. And then on the outside of that, the village is supporting all the families as well. Once we return to that and understand that collectiveness is way better than individualism, we're going to be all right. It's strength in numbers. So we must take advantage of that extended family, that village mentality. You know, I know it sounds corny, it takes a village to raise a child, but it is true. If I'm off to work and my children are at home doing something they ain't got no business, or run into some type of problem while I'm at work, there is no way on Toucan Sam Hill that they shouldn't be able to go to their neighbor and get some help, and that your kids shouldn't be able to come to me for help. We need to look out and for one another's children. We need to support each other's children as well as support one another. That's how we rebuild this thing. We must raise our children with the village mentality instead of raising them to be selfish brats. I ran into so many people, Black people, that are selfish and angry, and they don't even have shit to be selfish about. You ain't got two damn nickels to rub together and got the nerve to be stingy. Really? We don't need that. We don't need that. So this is how we got to rebuild our family structure and get back to the basics of for our culture. We have to quit letting them. White people have demonized our spirituality. Why? Because they couldn't defeat it and they couldn't tap into it because they're not on our vibration, our wavelengths. They're not. We are not the same. I get tired of people talking about we are all the same. We all bleed red. We are not the same as white people. And that's not because we hate white people. It is what it is. We're not the same. Our rhythm is different. Our vibration is different. All of that. We are not the damn same. We don't got to be a part of their damn non-culture. We are a unique people. And we have sat up here and we'll believe in their gods, worship their gods, and never stop to think, well, damn, they only been on the planet 6,000 years. We were here for millions of years before that. How were we dealing with the creator before this white man came and told me how I should worship God? That doesn't even make sense. Yeah, because Haiti defeated 4 different countries practicing voodoo. So of course they're going to teach you that voodoo is demonic because it defeated their asses. So they want you to stay away from it. They got you thinking that voodoo is all this wicked shit. It's not true, family. You must get back to your African spirituality if you want to get the white man's boot off your damn neck. They demonize anything that has to do with our culture. And then yet their culture is what? Rape, murder, pillage. So you don't mind, you're gonna let that type of person tell you that your culture is demonic when your culture wasn't raping and murdering and pillaging and enslaving, chattel enslaving people? You're right. Think about that. We must start family businesses. We must start businesses with our neighbors. You know, if a building is 20,000, I might not have it. Maybe I got 2. Maybe somebody else got 4. We must do this and circulate our dollar amongst ourselves. This will build the wealth, the pride, the commitment to unity. It will build it up in our communities. We must have supply the things that our people need. We have to stop making everybody rich but ourselves. We line everybody's pockets but our own. We have to stop it. There's power in our dollars. We must quit distributing that power to every other race but our own. You must, when you see your brother and sister, you must see yourself. You must love them unconditionally. You must have compassion. You must be able to say, I know where you've been. I know where you're at. Let me show you the way. Someone should do that for you. I should be able to go and ask someone for help and not be judged. We're going to do, because if we need everybody healthy, we need everybody on the right track. We need everybody to have. There should be no lack with any of us. We should want all of our brothers and sisters to have. That is truly who we are. We have just adopted so many of these European concepts. And there needs to be balance between the parents and the children. A father is needed by his daughter as well as a son. Just like a mother is needed by the daughter and the son as well. So, I mean, I know sometimes you can't stay with the person that you've made your children with, but damn it, you can still work together for the betterment of your child. You must work together. Brothers, step up. Do what you gotta do for your children. Sisters, don't make it hard for your kid's father to be in their life. You got to think about what's good for this child. We are trying to raise a nation of warriors, free thinkers, critical thinkers. We're starting this revolution, but these are young people who's going to carry it out. So we must raise strong children. And nothing can make them stronger than having their mother and their father getting along, working for the betterment of them. Then the extended family working for the betterment. And then the village working for the betterment. That breeds nothing but excellence. Very important. We must homeschool our children. We cannot continue to send our children to our enemy, thinking that they are going to educate them and prepare them to compete with their children. How in the hell do you think that a white woman from the suburbs can educate your children, your child, better than you? She can't relate to your child the way you can. No. When we send our kids to public school, we're furthering white supremacy. They're not doing anything but teaching our kids to get a job to work for them. That's it. That's just teaching them and preparing them for a lifetime of servitude to white supremacy. And they're not even ready to compete in the world when they get out of school. They don't know anything about money. They know nothing about how government works. They are ill-equipped. We can prepare our children better than anyone else. Besides, a white woman from the suburbs, she don't know nothing about our culture. She don't know nothing about our life. They're not teaching no African history in no damn school, and y'all don't even raise hell, and y'all all right with that. But then on top of it, you're not even teaching it at home. We got to stop it. Why are we not interested in where we came from in our life before slavery? And we just going to adopt these barbaric ass European ways. You always want to holler how barbaric and all these things they are, but yet you act just like them. Stop it. So last and not least, we have to keep whitey out of every part of our lives. I mean, I'm not talking about like the I know you have to interact with them, and things like that to a certain degree. But far as the movement and that inner circle in that space and all of that, no, we have to fight this revolution. Just us, and no one else. So I just want to say, family, we have to get back to basics, village mentality, extended family, raising strong Black families, because that is truly where our power is. So like, comment, subscribe. I would love to hear what you think about this. And if you've already subscribed, hit the little bell so you can know whenever I do a new video or that I'm on live. I'm doing them live because I can't, if I want to show my screen with this webcam that I have, it doesn't work unless I'm on Google Hangout Air going live. So that's why I make them live till I figure something else out. So I just want to say, yes, girl Tina Sue, all about, I'm a girl on fire, all about that melanin life. What's your melanin IQ? Love you, family.